Viewers, the final snan at the Maha Kumbh Mela may be scheduled for the Maha Shivratri day, but that hasn't stopped a certain ecosystem from continuing its broadside. Now the record rush at the Maha Kumbh is being linked to, believe it or not, growing Hindu fundamentalism. It's as if, in the words of some of these people, viewers, this ecosystem, Hindus have suddenly become doubly devout, doubly pious, or viewers, doubly overtly religious. The so-called defenders of secularism in this country are very worried that the record turnout at the Kumbh is a sure sign that the inclusive faith is turning into a straight-jacketed version of itself that is performative and discriminatory like other Abrahamic or book-based religions. This is a theory, viewers. This is the latest theory. And this latest theory only adds to the other uncharitable remarks about the Maha Kumbh we've been hearing over the last 42 days. Let me acquaint you with some of those remarks. First, of course, what is being said about this turnout. Rush at Maha Kumbh shows how Hinduism is losing its pluralistic character. Hinduism is moving towards a more codified, performative and mandatory form. This was, viewers, expressed by Savita Jha, professor of the Delhi University, formerly was with the JNU. Then, viewers, another politician, Akhilesh Yadav, comes out and says the trust of all the devotees who came to Kumbh increased when the Chief Minister said that we had made preparations for the arrival of 100 crore people for Maha Kumbh. When people saw that big, rich and renowned people were being invited, their trust increased. The biggest lie is that it is happening after 144 years. In other words, Akhilesh Yadav is questioning Hindu beliefs that this Maha Kumbh is happening because of a star alignment that takes place 100 at a gap of 100 interval of 144 years. This is his problem, viewers. One of his cousins, Shivpal Yadav, who's an MLA, he's come out and said government's money has been misused for PR. Such a government should resign. There is no mention of 144 years anywhere in the scriptures, unquote. Viewers, then there is Lalu Yadav. He says, Kumbh ka kahan koi matlab hai? Faltu hai Kumbh. Is there any meaning to Kumbh? It is just meaningless. This is Lalu Yadav, RJD Supremo. These remarks are unfair, to put it mildly. First, none of these self-styled secularists would ever dream of saying anything even remotely critical of the customs of other religions, the practices of other religions, the rituals of other religions, the books of other religions, the traditions of other religions, viewers. They would not open their mouth. Second, the Maha Kumbh is no Hajj. Let's be very honest about it. The Hajj is open exclusively to Muslims. Unlike the guardians of the Kaaba in Mecca, no authority stands at the gateways to the Sangam Ghats demanding proof of a visitor's Hinduness. The lady in the middle of your screens is Katrina Kaif. Has she been stopped, viewers? Hundreds of Christians from the West have come, actors, celebrities, all sorts of people. Again, unlike the Hajj, it is not obligatory for Hindus to attend the Kumbh. Moreover, Prayagraj is not Mecca, where as per religious injunction, no non-Muslim can enter. Neither does the Mela claim to be the season in the way religious observances are structured in the Christian West. For a whole month there, viewers, people go on holiday almost. In fact, the presence of so many Hindu sects alongside Christians, Sikhs, and even by some accounts curious Muslims is a testament to the fact that Hinduism is still the preeminent, all-welcoming, big tent faith founded on the credo Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The world is one. Hinduism has never had and still does not have a Vatican, nor does it center around a single pivotal deity. This inherent pluralism means that the same people who enthusiastically embrace the Kumbh will also head off in different directions, seeking blessings, purification, enlightenment, atonement, nirvana or moksha elsewhere. Indeed, even as the Kumbh, this Maha Kumbh, witnessed record-breaking footfalls, thousands of Hindus were simultaneously offering oblations to a Kul Devta in Shirdi, Tirupati and Ayodhya. Just check the numbers. Go to their websites. You will see. Attendance didn't fall. Naturally, Prime Minister Modi and UP Chief Minister Yogi have both lashed out at the wholly unnecessary criticism. Listen in, viewers.
ये जो जंगल राज वाले हैं, इनको हमारी धरोहर से, हमारी आस्था से नफरत है। इस समय प्रयागराज में एकता का महाकुंभ चल रहा है। बिहार से भी गांव-गांव से श्रद्धालु एकता के इस महाकुंभ होकर आ रहे हैं। लेकिन ये जंगल राज वाले महाकुंभ को ही गाली दे रहे हैं। महाकुंभ को लेकर भद्दी बातें कर रहे हैं। राम मंदिर से चिढ़ने वाले लोग महाकुंभ को भी कोसने का कोई मौका नहीं छोड़ रहे हैं। मैं जानता हूं, महाकुंभ को गाली देने वाले ऐसे लोगों को बिहार कभी भी माफ नहीं करेगा।
किसी जाति को रोका नहीं गया था। हम लोगों ने तो कहा था जो सद्भावना से जाएगा वो सम्मान से कुंभ में जाए, लेकिन जो सद्भावना से नहीं दुर्भावना से जाएगा तो उसकी दुर्गति भी होगी जरूर, अगर उसने कुंभ में अव्यवस्था पैदा करने का प्रयास किया। हमने आपकी तरह आस्था के साथ खिलवाड़ नहीं किया, समाजवादी पार्टी की तरह आस्था के साथ खिलवाड़ नहीं किया। आपके समय में मुख्यमंत्री को फुर्सत नहीं थी कि उस आयोजन को देख सकें। नॉन सनातनी को कुंभ का प्रभारी बनाया था, लेकिन यहां पर मैं स्वयं इसकी समीक्षा कर रहा था, लगातार कर रहा था और लगातार कर रहा था।
किसी ने सच कहा कि महाकुंभ में जिसने जो तलाशा उसको वह मिला। गिद्धों को केवल लाश मिली, सुअरों को गंदगी मिली, आस्थावानों को पुण्य मिला, सज्जनों को सज्जनता मिली। सनातन की सुंदरता आखिर समाजवादी और वामपंथियों को कैसे नजर आएगी? लेकिन इनके द्वारा लगातार किए जाने वाले प्रश्न इनकी नियत को ही संदेह के दायरे में खड़ी करती है।
The Prime Minister and the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh's counter-attack might resonate with the hordes who've taken a dip. Simple math tells us that 1 out of 2 Hindus may have visited the Maha Kumbh. Let me break it down for you. In the past 42 days, 1 out of every 2 Hindus in India would have taken a dip at the Maha Kumbh. How do we know this? Over 60 crore have taken a dip in the Kumbh. 63 to be exact, according to the UP government. A majority of those over 60 crore pilgrims would be Hindus. There are 110 crore Hindus in India as per latest predictive data as of 2023. Viewers, do the math and it gives you that number. Frankly, at a time when competitive identity politics is all the rage, Hinduism could well benefit from its adherents exhibiting a greater sense of ownership. Hinduism is competing in a marketplace dominated by well-organized, proselytizing religions eager to claim a lion's share of the follower base. With no central organizing credo and no rigid core tenets, Hinduism's inherent tolerance makes it ill-equipped to counter legions of missionaries flush with funds and backed by the promised safety net inherent to Semitic or Abrahamic faiths. Thus, viewers, if Maha Kumbh is succeeded in evoking a sense of oneness, it may not be a bad thing. It gives Hinduism and its inherent pluralism a fighting chance to remain in the race, survive, viewers. And I want to open this up and I want to ask some basic questions tonight. And let's, without delay, viewers, go straight across. And I want to bring in straight into the picture Dr. Sumansi Raman tonight. Dr. Raman, I want to ask you, are all these attacks, these gratuitous attacks, people saying, ye to faltu hai Maha Kumbh, why are even people showing up there? Dead bodies floating around all over the waters. That this 144-year conception is plucked out of thin air. It might be, but people have a right to believe. You would agree. No one knows where Jesus was born exactly. why we celebrate Christmas on the 25th. Obviously, no one is going to say, bhai, kya karte ho 25 tarikh ko? Why do you do all of this? No one ever asked those questions, but only for Hindus 144 years, why are you making such a big deal of the Maha Kumbh? It doesn't exist, it exists, whatever, you've heard it, blah, blah, blah. Now, does this record turnout at the Kumbh rattle the India bloc and its sympathizers because it threatens their divisive, caste-based or identity-based political model? As Yogi says, shops will close down. If Hindus unite, as you know, he gave a slogan. The Prime Minister finessed the slogan. You know that. So I'm asking you, is this what is making everyone so nervous? And would you also, second part of my question, sir, Dr. Raman, by showing up in such record numbers, have the pilgrims themselves answered all these sort of naysayers, doubters, critics, call them what you want to, constructive critics also, have they answered them? Ki bhaiya theek hai, you think it's useless, we don't, we want to be here for whatever reason, our faith, the love of God, the love of moksha, nirvana, what have you. Doctor.
Rahul, I think this entire debate is based on a wrong premise.
Okay.
Nobody that I have seen has said that this is a waste or any such thing like that. The only thing they have said is arrangements could have been made to prevent a stampede, the water could have been cleaner and so on. Please point out anybody who has said that this is a waste or this need not have been held or whatever. I have not come across a single comment like that. I don't know from where you are picking up all of this stuff. I have not come across. Let's be very clear. During the introduction to this program and subsequently in whatever you said, you made 8 references to Muslims, Mecca, various issues related to Islam, and then you made 2 references to Christianity. Look, Hinduism is not a competitive religion. It believes very strongly that there are many paths to attaining nirvana or salvation. I don't know where you get this, that we have to compare with religion B, religion C, and constantly try to create this, my religion is better than your religion kind of a debate. Look, there are people from all faiths who have visited the Kumbh. As you yourself said,
yes,
nobody has stopped them. That is the greatness of Hinduism.
Yes.
I don't know why you are doing your bit to try to change that. Why should that be changed?
Can I now respond, sir? You raised 2 points.
No. I raised one very important point. And that point was nobody and nobody that I have heard of has ever decried the Kumbh.
Okay.
All that they have said.
No, one second. Let him. Let him say. Okay, now can I come in, sir?
Some eccentric chap somewhere may have said something. But who has said it? Look, is there 1 minute? There are crazies in every political party, in every religion. Okay. We all accept that.
Okay.
Now you don't give them. Who has said? No, please tell me who has said.
Can I, Doctor? Can I enlighten you a little bit?
Yeah, please.
Okay.
Please.
So कुंभ का कहाँ कोई मतलब है? फालतू है कुंभ. This is Lalu Prasad Yadav. According to you, he's a crazy person.
No. 1 minute.
No. What do you mean 1 minute?
Please quote the entire stuff of what he said.
I have quoted, sir.
One sentence.
I have quoted. He doesn't speak more than a sentence anymore. With due respect to him,
you have seen Rabri Devi on the church.
Then let me also elaborate.
They are not doing
Dr. Raman.
Hinduism.
No, okay, fine. Now, Dr. Raman,
you
said
seen
which person of any consequence, if you don't think Lalu Prasad Yadav, who is the RJD Supremo challenging Nitish Kumar and Prime Minister Modi in Bihar is a useless person, that's your opinion. I am only bringing out a fact. Secondly, please, let me finish.
You are not bringing out a fact.
Okay,
you are selectively quoting a statement. That's all.
I'm not selectively. Please Google yourself, sir. I promise you. Go Google yourself. Yes. Please. You'll see the entire soundbite as it appears on national media. Number 2.
Play it out.
Okay, sir. I'll play it out. I'll bring it out. I didn't think I would need to do this because it was so apparent. Anyhow, let's try to bring out that statement if you can. Pull it out of the archives. Anyhow, secondly, look at this. Savita Jha, Professor DU, writing the op-ed pages of the Indian Express. She says, and that's why, viewers, I was drawing a distinction between the Hindu tradition, Islam and Christianity. What does she say in an article which has upset a lot of people, let me tell you. She says, quote, rush at Maha Kumbh shows how Hinduism is losing its pluralistic character. Hinduism is moving towards a more codified, performative and mandatory form. And she goes on to compare it to, quote, Abrahamic traditions, unquote. Not my words, her words, viewers. This is a DU professor. Her articles have been embellished and put out everywhere. Only those people who are living in, I don't know, some silo have not heard of her or of Lalu Yadav or of what Shivpal Yadav ji has said. Government money has been misused for PR, such a government should resign. Why? There is no mention of 144 years anywhere in the scripture. So he is basically saying that the government sold this Maha Kumbh as saying this will not come for another 144 years. So please be there. Now they are saying, where did this theory of 144 years come from? It has never existed in any of our scriptures. That is what made me make those comparisons. I am not trying to, sir, bring in different religions. They are bringing in the different religions. I am not. Anyhow, Sanju Verma, could you please respond? Doctor, okay, sir. Now, what am I supposed to do, sir?
You brought in Islam or Christianity here.
I did, because this lady said that we have become like them. Please read the article, sir. I am not making this up.
That is what I also.
So it is my rebuttal to her. So it is my rebuttal to her. So I am pointing out that, sorry, the Maha Kumbh is no Hajj, where people's certificates are got to be seen from which denomination you come. If you are not Muslim, don't come. I am saying that we are the big tent. We are the only faith that is inclusive. So it is wrong to say that because people have shown up at the Kumbh, they have become fundamentalists. Sir, please thoda pad lo na wo article. Please read it, sir. Give me 30 seconds. Just Google it. I'll give you the name. Savita Jha, Professor DU. Just read it. Indian Express. It came about 3 or 4 days back. I've even written a piece contradicting it. Anyhow, fundamentally, viewers, I'm not cooking up any facts. These facts exist. We'll try to bring out the soundbite also. But BJP national spokesperson, please respond to Dr. Raman.
Thank you. And Rahul, let me, for the benefit of your audience, say that the full name of this professor is Savita Jha Khan, for whatever it is worth. Now, let me come straight to the point. You know, I always say there is no harm in talking statistics. There is no harm in demanding accountability. A government in power needs to be accountable. No second questions about that. I have said that on umpteen occasions on your debates. Be it the New Delhi railway station stampede or the fire in Maha Kumbh wherein 18 people lost their lives, governments need to be accountable. But if you're willing to hold a gun to the government's head and throw brickbats at them, you also need to shower bouquets at the government, because don't forget, if 63 crore people have done Amrit Snan at the Maha Kumbh and partaken of the Kumbh festivities, you are actually saying that more than 2 times the population of the United States of America, more than 10 times the population of Italy, more than 9 times the population of the United Kingdom, and more than 8 times the population of Germany has actually participated in the Kumbh, which is one of the world's largest, not only spiritual gatherings, but gatherings of humanity anywhere for the last so many centuries. तो पहली बात तो ये, मोदी सरकार और योगी सरकार से accountability demand करिए, but congratulate them for hosting such a mega event. Point number 3, and most importantly, I do not want to, derail this debate, but sometimes statistics need to be given out to call the bluff of some people on the panel. You are talking about so many people died in Maha Kumbh, so many people, were put through trouble, the arrangements were shoddy, blah, blah, blah. Let me tell you, the average number of people who visit Mecca is only between 11 to 15 million, which means barely 11 to 15 million.
Yes.
Can I please finish, Rahul?
Doctor, she didn't interfere. You can rebut her. Let her finish, please.
Yeah. Mr. Raman, if you think it's a competition, so be it. I'm not accountable to you. Point number 3, the more important point. Arey, shant ho jaiye.
Let her finish, sir. Let her finish. She
music?
didn't interrupt you. She didn't interrupt me. Let her have her time. You can please rebut. No problem, sir.
Thank you.
No one is running.
Thank you, Mr. Raman. I know it's difficult for you to be gracious, but please try. Let me just say this, Rahul. Let me come very quickly without being verbose. You've given out this data, but I will not get tired of repeating it. There was the Hajj gathering at Mecca in 1990 at Mina, and 1,426 people lost their lives. In 2006, at the Hajj gathering at Mina, Mecca, there were 346 people who lost their lives,
Sure.
In 2015, 2,400 people lost their lives at the Mina gathering for Hajj. And in 2024, thanks to just sweltering heat, 1,310 people lost their lives for the Hajj gathering at Mecca.
Yes.
When people died due to sweltering heat at Mina and Mecca, I don't see Akhilesh Yadav condemning the Hajj gathering there.
So it's a valid point. Let me ask. Faizan Kidwai sahab. Okay, and I want to bring in.
Maha Kumbh ke liye hai.
ठीक है, I want to bring in Dr. Ranganathan also. Faizan Kidwai, very quick response. Look, you know the statistics. Yes, please quote and bring out the statistics of the people who died in the stampede. By all means, ask all those questions at the Maha Kumbh. No one is stopping you, sir. But I want to ask you, why wouldn't you then caution? First of all, you do know that Indians went to the Hajj in 2024 and some died of the sunstroke. I hope you know this. If you knew this, did Akhilesh Yadav or any of his party members or anybody else write a letter to the Saudi government saying that, bhai, give air conditioning, make good preparations, do not do this, that the entire Hajj has been polluted, has been stained and blotted, has been made unpious because of the blood of innocents? Did anyone say this, sir? Please tell me.
I'll answer your question. And Rahul, you have to give me some time, please uninterrupted.
Please.
See, sir, first of all, if my neighbor is partying, I don't dress up and go around dancing because that's none of my business. If something is happening in somebody else's place, why should we bother? Yes, at the same time, if those people who have done something wrong, like if there has been a mishappening and people are trying to hide it, it's our responsibility, especially because it is happening in our own country. And you said to Mr. Raman sometime back, Google kar lijiye, dekh lijiye. Sir, I would request you to Google and find a website, adityanath.in. Just see the kind of misogynist comments Mr. Adityanath has made about women, that if men acquire the qualities of women, they become divine. And if vice versa happens, they become Rakshas. He means women will become Rakshas if they become brave. So this is the ideology of Mr. Adityanath. First, see, BJP has been calling itself a double engine ki sarkar, but the people of Uttar Pradesh have renamed it. Now people call it a double blunder ki sarkar. It has brought disgrace to the way governments should function, and the lives of people of Uttar Pradesh has become has been thrown into darkness, all because of the corruption and mismanagement of Mr. Adityanath. It's not just us. A BJP MLA, his name is Nana Kishore Gujar, he says this stampede is not an accident, it is a murder. Okay. So it's not only us, it's the BJP people also saying the mismanagement happened. Being? Sir, at the same time, may I just, Rahul, you gave a lot of time to the BJP spokesperson, you gave a lot of time to Anand Bhai. So kindly give me some
बोला ही
time.
नहीं, Dr. Raman.
अभी बोलेंगे सर तो आप रोकेंगे नहीं. अभी बोलेंगे तो आप रोकेंगे नहीं.
It's like the $21 million that never came.
Exactly.
Anyhow,
exactly. So and I would like to draw your attention to the CAG report of 2019 Kumbh. It says there has been widespread corruption. 32 tractors were bought, sir, in the name, and the numbers which were registered were corresponding to motorcycles, to cars. So doesn't this show that there was widespread corruption? The urban development sanctioned 2,743 crores to the Mela Adhikari, out of which 630 crores where it was spent, nobody knows. Okay. Nobody knows where the other funds which came from other departments. I just want to say that Mr. Adityanath is and his government, they are trying to fool the people. There's widespread
they're trying to fool the people.
Levels are constantly
one second.
If Samajwadi Party doesn't question the Bharatiya Janata Party, who will? The media.
Quick response, BJP.
Is not
BJP national spokesperson. Quick response, Ms. Verma. Yes, and then Dr. Ranganathan. Yes, quick response, ma'am.
My quick response, and I hope now Faizan Kidwai won't interrupt me. Let me just say one thing. The people are the best barometer of how a government is performing, and recently in a reserved constituency called Milkipur with more than 30% Dalit population, the BJP won. 3 months back there were bypolls. Out of 9 seats, BJP won 7 with a 78% strike rate. The Samajwadi Party won just 2 seats with a pathetic 22% strike rate. Okay. You have been routed after the...
Okay, so people have spoken, says Sanju Verma. People have spoken and they've silenced you. A record number of people have gone to the Kumbh. They have ignored
Selection
your
Commission has spoken.
portentous messaging. They have said that no, we trust Yogi Adityanath to take us there and bring us back. Yes, there has been strife, there have been problems, but viewers, 63 crores is not a small number, as I've told you. Dr. Ranganathan, how do you respond to some of the comments you have heard tonight?
Good evening, Rahul, and good evening to my fellow panelists, especially to my big brother Faizan Bhai. With his permission, can I speak? Because he seems to think that I've already spoken my time.
I didn't say that. I said you'll get a lot of time, bhai.
Okay, go ahead.
That's all I said.
We'll get a lot of time. All right. No, but Rahul, this is why I gently castigate you and please plead with you कि मुझे सबसे पहले बुलवा के खत्म करवा लिया करो, because by the time my turn comes, there are so many lies and hypocrisies to expose that like a junkie I'm twitching and trembling, So what do? Do I expose those hypocrisies that will eat into my time, or do I say what I have to say? So please at least give me 30 seconds extra to expose the hypocrisy and the lies of Dr. Raman and Faizan Bhai. Number one, I suppose Dr. Raman thinks a two-time Congress MP who is in charge of 3 high-powered Congress committees is a loony fringe to have said that the state has no business, secular state has no business to be wasting money on Maha Kumbh and Kumbh. I suppose that, so let's give that to him. He doesn't think anything of Udit Raj. Now let me come to Faizan Bhai. When you asked him about Hajj, his trademark response was, we are concerned about our government. We are not concerned about what other people do to our. Strangely, why is he concerned about the US government treating Indian illegal immigrants the way they were? तब क्या हो गया? So look at
sir, वो हिंदुस्तानी है. What are you
तो
saying?
वो भी तो हैं जो हज गए हैं साहब. The people who went to Hajj are also Hindustani, or you, when they cross into Mecca, they don't become Hindustani.
People trying to hide.
Okay.
What are you saying?
Kidwai Sahab, you said that why do we care about what the other government is doing, but when Indians land on their soil, you should be doubly concerned.
Yes, of course we are concerned.
So how then? Why didn't you raise the issue of the heat strokes
are
and
those
Hajj?
people trying to hide?
Why did you not? Why did you not?
That
Please,
not so many people died.
Yes, Dr.
What are you saying?
Ranganathan. Dr. Ranganathan, carry on. I think we've proven the point. Yes.
Please don't be rattled. आपको हमारे सेवैया की कसम. The fact of the matter is that 1,301 people died in Hajj because of the bad arrangements and criminal culpability of the government there. 98 of them were Indian Muslims. चलिए हिंदूज का कुछ नहीं, आप मुस्लिम ब्रदर्स की मौत हुई है. आपने क्यों नहीं बोला? क्यों? क्योंकि आप कह रहे हैं हम योगी आदित्यनाथ ने जो के उसके अंडर जो हुआ है उसको क्रिटिसाइज कर सकते हैं, लेकिन 98 मुसलमान जो मरे हमारे हिंदुस्तानी भाई, उनके बारे में कुछ नहीं कहेंगे. Look at the hypocrisy.
Okay.
Sir, hypocrisy.
The larger point.
Tactics है आप.
Let me open this up. Yes.
ओ मेरा टाइम ही चला गया क्या?
नहीं चलिए आप खत्म कीजिए. Yes, doctor. Yeah, 1 second, doctor. Yeah.
This is why I said, look, coming back to the topic, which was a very lovely sacrosanct topic, which we could have debated very nicely. Look, the fact of the matter is we believe in Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. You said it. And Kumbh is where the Kutumb is taking a bath. This is what irks these leftists and darbaris and congressy कि ये सारे लोग unite कैसे हो गए? ये तो division में लगे रहते हैं. People of all religions, sects, caste, creed, color. Isn't that glorious? Look, there are 2 issues here very briefly. I don't have time to go into the second one, at least the first one I do. Look, first of all, let me congratulate Yogi Adityanath and everyone involved in the organization of Maha Kumbh. Rahul, by all accounts, it is spectacular. 630 million Indians have taken the holy dip at Prayagraj, twice the population of USA, and still some of these people are abusing Maha Kumbh, calling it Mrityu Kumbh and worse. Outraging. Why is a secular state spending so much on a Hindu festival? Do they even...
Faizan Bhai, no one disturbed you, please. I'll have to lower your fader. This is not fair. Let him finish, please. Let him finish, sir. Please. Let him finish. This is not fair. Please. Yeah. Go ahead.
We are good friends. I never interrupt you. Please don't do that. Wait for a minute and then you can rebut me. As I was saying, do these guys who are accusing a secular state of spending, do they realize the enormity of the illogic? Let me explain in under a minute. Twice the entire population of USA visiting a tiny river bank in the space of a month. Can even one USA run without means to manage it? UP government is spending 7,000 crores on the event, on police, security, crowd control, law and order, habitation, infrastructure for the pilgrims. In return, Rahul, Kumbh has already generated 3 lakh crores revenue,
Yes.
created 12 lakh jobs, irrespective of the fact that government spend money and resources on all religious and community festivals and gatherings, including the yearly Tablighi Ijtima gatherings attending by tens of millions of Muslims. The money spent by the state on Kumbh is a pittance compared to the billions it leeches off through the control of 110,000 Hindu temples. Return this money before you outrage on the government spending money on providing security in front of Hindu states. Return it.
Return it. Okay, one second. Ashutosh Mishra, let's get him in and then you can rebut Sanju Verma. Yes. Ashutosh Mishra, does the record turnout at the Kumbh rattle the India bloc because its politics is based on divisive appeals to identity, to caste, and they cannot stomach the fact that so many Hindus are coming together? They are worried. And in Milkipur, you saw the result. In Ayodhya, in the heart of Ayodhya, the seat went away from the Samajwadi Party. Their only one basic bragging right has also gone. Mishra.
No, first of all, Rahul, BJP might again be disappointed, just like it was disappointed in the Lok Sabha elections, when despite the Ram temple, it got only 240 seats.
Okay.
Hindus did not going to be a religious place does not mean they are voting for BJP, number one. Number two, the main problem here is that there is a word that the BJP spokesperson used, mega event. And the tragedy here is that this is the mega event being held in the reign of a person whom Advani ji called the great event manager, Narendra Modi. It's the biggest thing in his life. And it has been, since we talk about numbers here, in fact, whether it be the CPCB or the NGT talking about the bathing water, whether it be the people of Prayagraj urging pilgrims not to come to Prayagraj because they had enough, there is of the bad arrangement. It has come a cropper. I mean, whatever PR the government does, the people on the ground have been affected. When Yogi Adityanath,
So you're saying this entire Kumbh is a failure?
Amir getting dhanda is all fine.
Okay.
Their crony capitalists may have got the money, but
Okay.
what about the poor people? who
Okay,
died
what
in the
about the
country?
poor people
Just one more thing I want to add.
Yes.
Rahul, just one more
Yes,
thing
yes,
I want
yes,
to add.
yes.
I am reminded of the first Kumbh. Okay, there was a stampede in the first Kumbh when Jawaharlal Nehru was the Prime Minister. There was a double engine ki Congress Sarkar. And what did Acharya Kripalani say in the parliament? He criticized the government. He said, you have turned this into, you have advertised it, you have invited people without letting them know the dangers they might face.
Okay.
And here what has happened, the BJP spokesperson was talking about Amrit Snan.
Okay, so you're saying, let her respond. Okay, let her respond. Let her respond. Amritsar, you've renamed it, packaged it. You're a seller of dreams. Without providing any support. Go ahead. Respond quick, and then we need to move on.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, very quickly, I just want to tell Ashutosh Mishra, you're sitting here and jeering and sneering at the BJP saying, people did not buy their so-called dreams and stories. That is why they were reduced to 240. I've never seen Ashutosh Mishra acknowledge the fact that the Congress was routed in Haryana, and for the first time in post-independent history, a party in power came back to power in Haryana for the third time running. I did not. Rahul, this is not fair.
Mishra ji, let her finish. You can respond. Let her finish. Let her finish. Let's be civilized. Come on. Okay, but Mr. Mishra, let her be. Let her finish, please. Only lady on the panel in any case. Yes. Yeah.
Have you noticed one thing? I have not heckled any speaker, but they're so rattled the moment I start speaking the truth.
Yes.
इनके पेट में दर्द होने लगता है.
Okay.
शांत हो जाइए,
Your point,
Mr. Mishra.
please. Point.
Rahul.
Yeah.
Yes. Let me complete. The first point I'm making is Prime Minister Narendra Modi is the only Prime Minister, only incumbent leader for the first time in 62 years since 1962 to become the Prime Minister for the third time in a row. If you can't digest the hard truth, too bad for you. The second point, Maharashtra, can you imagine? No single opposition party even managed to get 28 seats to become the leader of the opposition.
Okay.
And after
Yeah, yeah,
27
we know.
years,
Okay,
BJP
okay,
is back
I'm
in
stepping in.
power Delhi.
I'm stepping in.
Please,
I understand. No, no, 1 second. We lower everyone's faders. I'm
Mr.
stepping in.
Mishra.
At this rate, I'll have to implement the rule of the jungle here. Lower everyone's faders. That's not, I'm not wanting to do that. But yes, now just viewers, look. The fact is, no one has a problem with people commenting on the arrangements or the lack of them at the Kumbh. Please go ahead. But don't say things like Lalu has said. Don't say things like some great intellectuals are saying, that just because a lot of Hindus have decided to show up for the Maha Kumbh means that we have become fundamentalists. For God's sakes, let's have a little sense of proportion and perhaps a little sense of decency. And if you want to be indecent, then be equally indecent and disregarding. Say this about everybody with equanimity. Say this about the people who go on Hajj, the organizers of the Hajj, about Christians, about everybody. Then we are fine. But don't single out people on the basis of their faith just because you know that those people are tolerant enough not to turn around and chant a couple of slogans and cause you harm. Think about that. Enough is enough. Let's move on, viewers, because there's a lot to talk about.